And we're live.
Weirdly, just kind of coincidentally, I signed up for Starlink months ago, and I got an email like 2 days ago being like, Starlink is coming to your area. Are you interested? And I'm kind of like, now I'm torn because I spent like 6 months getting home from the fucking office. I finally have a business fiber connection here that works and has great support for it. And now I'm like, do I check out Starlink now and go back?
Help me out. Is Starlink the Elon Musk like magical internet? Cool.
Yeah, magical internet.
Why would you
change? Straight into your head. Yeah, I know. Why would I change? But I kind of want to check it out. Don't you want to check it out?
Is it better than fiber?
I kind of might get it as well.
It's satellite or something, right?
Yeah, but imagine
it's
like
Elon Musk satellite.
Oh, so it's satellite that won't be delivered.
This ain't that back of your yard little fucking dish shit. This is fucking Elon Musk. This is the richest man in the world sending you internet from above. This is
but how fast
alien.
is it?
Presumably, I can use it to travel to Mars directly.
Wow.
I'm assuming.
Dude, I am not even tempted.
Faster than a Doge.
Is that the dog?
Yeah.
Okay. Dude,
it's a crypto dog.
I don't mean to dog on Elon Musk. I am very proud of him also being a human. I was going to call him American. I think he is, but he's in South Africa. But is he American now? I don't even know. I don't know. But he lives in California or Texas or something. He's ours. I'm taking him.
And that would be an awesome thing for America to do. Give out citizenship unrequested to successful people and retroactively claim accomplishments in like the Hall of America.
I fucking love it. You know, Tesla was American. He's never even been. Shut up.
Queen Elizabeth, one of the most beloved American citizens.
Right, now you're a mere citizen.
I love that he's out there doing shit. Like even PayPal, which is kind of just like a cheesy online bank, in some ways, greased the slides of e-commerce and brought us into the digital age.
PayPal's huge.
The card.
He was on Rogan again.
Right.
I was just actually listening to him before this.
I listened to some highlights. And so like I like him, but I'm also very hip to the idea that he just says shit. He just says shit to secure the next round of financing and gather a little more excitement. And you can't take.
Can we really say that? Can we not take a little bit look at some of the accomplishments of these companies and the things they're aiming to do?
How many times has he been to Mars? And how many Cybertrucks are on the road?
How's the Tesla as a car? Generally considered a fairly impressive feat of engineering. I
see a lot of them now.
Dude, I like the Tesla. I could nitpick, but I like what he's doing with Tesla. I love what he's doing with Tesla, right? Like Tesla, more than perhaps every other car company combined, is moving cars into the electric age, right? So that's cool. I like it. I think people, I don't know. You have to have one to know how good it really is. But so it's cool. I'm glad he's doing that. And that is perhaps his most notable accomplishment. Some people would look at SpaceX landing rockets. I guess like cheaper rockets is great, but it hasn't led to much. I don't know.
It's the reusable part of it that people like so much, right? Where it's like
that's what cheaper is. Yeah.
Usually you use a lot and you just something just gets thrown into the
short-term thinking though. Like the idea of not you, Taylor. So I mean Woody. Sorry to cut you off entirely.
Didn't mean to insult you, Taylor. Back to Woody.
Sorry.
I was gonna say I think it's cool on Teslas how isn't the storage part in the front trunk?
Yeah, they call it a frunk.
Yeah, I like that.
I do too.
But anyway, back to the argument.
I feel like we're not even arguing. We're just stressing different parts of the equation. Tesla is great, but
I use that line on my wife all the time. We're not arguing, baby. We're just stressing different sides of the equation. Always goes down well, Woody. So that's a good start. Keep going.
I mean, he reduced like launching things into space by like over 30%. Like it's 2/3 the cost of what it was before.
Hundreds of dollars.
That's the least exciting part of space travel.
Why he's doing this, right? The idea, because if you get to be interplanetary, you get to survive extinction level events that would wipe out your one fucking planet. You don't think that's a worthwhile goal to be advancing? Sure, you could yell it as market hype, sure, but it's a fucking great goal, and I don't see anyone else doing anything like that. For this.
Well, other people are talking about it doing even less, but sure. The idea that we're like surviving an extinction level event by populating Mars, I think is a silly thought. Even Earth as a post-nuclear fallout place, Earth as a climate change problem is still closer to what humans need than Mars is fresh.
Sure. No. It depends on the type of event we're talking about. If we're talking about something like Tunguska, where it was like a city killer,
that's not even a thing.
That's not even a thing.
I would have heard of it.
A very rare extinction about the return of dinosaurs.
That's the rock that hit Siberia.
It's a more
and
personal
like,
extinction.
and flattened an enormous area, and it was like like a city killer size asteroid or whatever it was that hit. But if you're talking about something like what took out the dinosaurs, what's it called? I can't remember the name of the.
Do we know a million or 100% that it was asteroids?
Yeah, 100%. We know where the asteroid hit.
I just didn't know if it was like
water
we speculate this, but it could have been
both.
disease.
You can see
Sorry.
you can see the outline of the impact crater. Oh, I wish I could remember the name. I just watched a documentary about it.
But we know that's what killed them all because we like find them in that layer of sediment. Like they all died at the same time.
Because, all right, so you've got as you look into the fossil record, you it's like dinosaurs, and then there's this thin layer of like heavy metals or whatever that came from the asteroid impact, and no more dinosaurs ever.
Based on my understanding of science, which is like bad grade high school, I think Mars
don't discount the Star Wars that you watch these days.
Touche. Yeah. But the day that comet hits Earth or asteroid, they're the same thing, probably.
Nah, well,
it is still closer to human habitable than Mars is right now.
Sure, but Woody, tell me and you think about it this way, right? We have to start taking steps down that road to ever get to a point where Mars, for example, would be the second home that would survive that, right? Or the second settled spot. We got to do that. We got to make those steps. You're right. Right now, sure, Mars is not a particularly habitable place. It's no way near something that we could survive on right now. But that's the importance of doing something like this, of starting this, because we don't have any protection for right now. If that happens,
we should be starting with the moon. Like we should be building stuff at the moon first, getting our sea legs, and then move on to Mars. That's what I think. Elon Musk should make a side moon project because he can do that way faster.
So the way I look at it, I do like the idea of just going to Mars and putting a man's footprints on the planet. I love that idea. I would, as down on the United States as I am these days, I would like it to be an American boot.
Based on the Woody plan, they'll be American the second they step off the spaceship.
Is this the next Patreon goal you guys are telling me about?
Shut up, Filthy.
So I love to see
Mao. Yeah, Mao is now an American citizen.
I'd love to see that, but I think what's more important to look at is like all of the technologies that will come along from the effort to get there. Like with the initial space race and the moon landings and stuff, we got everything from like Velcro to all sorts of freeze-dried foods to like Teflon, like lots and lots of technologies were developed for that, and then they trickled down into the consumer space and just really pumped up our economy for decades to come. A big part of like American technocracy was based on the space race, and it still is to some extent. And I think another
virtual reality porn, 6 months.
I don't know about VR
in your cabin.
I don't know about that, but yeah, I think that like the effort to get to Mars, especially if Elon could get more federal funding, like I say, turn on the fucking money faucet for the guy. Like, let's see what he can do. The thing that really got me on his side was watching that little documentary about him when he was like trying to get the reusable rockets to work, and they finally got him to work, and he's like openly weeping, like watching his rocket land, because it was one of I don't remember the numbers, but it was like he had failed over and over, and like every time he was failing, it was costing him like $20 or $40 million. And I mean, he had a lot of money, but you can't lose $20 or $40 million every 2 months indefinitely. You can
now, but at the time he probably couldn't. Yeah.
At the time he couldn't quite manage that. And it was like, all right, we can do this maybe 1 or 2 more times after this. Let's hope this fucking works. And it worked. And he's just like openly crying, just so happy. Like it's clearly like not just a business venture for the guy. It's a passion project.
What's the documentary called?
I don't know. If you searched Elon Musk documentary, you'd find it.
Earth is better because Elon Musk is on it, by and large, right? You can nitpick, but on the whole, Earth is better because Elon Musk is here. And maybe the hype and disingenuous salesmanship is just the only way to do this. The only way to fucking sell Tesla 3s and secure another round of financing in today's world is to pitch an imaginary Cybertruck and not deliver. Maybe.
They could still deliver.
They could. And when's it due? And how about that semi? Wasn't the semi from
Matt Farah,
he's been shipping those semis.
Like that, it will look nothing like what was initially proposed. He said it'll look goofy as shit and stupid, and it won't live up to the hype.
Look. Here's my thoughts on what Matt Farah said. I think that Matt doesn't like electric cars. I think that he'll tell you, oh yeah, they're great. They have a purpose. There's a niche for them. And what he's really thinking is like, I want fucking raw horsepower. I want to hear the rat-tat-tat of a fucking high compression engine. I want to hear rev. I want to redline things. He likes gasoline power. He likes internal combustion. And I do too. Like there's a lot to be said about that. There's a smell. There's a feel. There's a lot about internal combustion that's just, I don't know. I connect.
If I were into cars, I would imagine I'd like those more too.
Like when you would like rev up my race car and you'd hear that pop 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 pop, and you're like, oh my god, this thing's burning 110 octane. It's fucking 500 horsepower. It's doing a quarter mile in 9 seconds or whatever the fuck. This thing is sick. You don't really feel that in a Tesla, right? It's just like this is a spaceship. This thing is just gonna go.
You feel it in a different way. Joe Rogan seems to think his is preposterous. You know, he's like, I forget how he phrases it, but he's like, you see all these cars, and Joe Rogan's a car guy. So he's like, this is a Porsche 911 Carrera or some, a good 911. I don't know him that well.
Sure,
this is a McLaren, and he's like, the fastest of all of them is that dad car over there, the Tesla, the one that looks like a Honda Civic. It's the quickest of them all.
It is.
And he just the way that it pulls you in the back of the seat is preposterous in Joe Rogan language. But it sounds cool. It sounds cool, and if it's reliable and like it was. I'm sorry, who's the deep voice guy who tells wonderful stories? Also a car guy, Vin Wiki, right?
Vin Wiki, you're talking about?
Yeah.
He describes it as an appliance car. Right? For him, it has no heart. It doesn't have a beating soul. I don't know why the soul beats and the heart doesn't, but like it's just an appliance.
This is nostalgia.
Sure. But
But this is
there's a place for an appliance. I don't like my kitchen mixer to have a heart and a soul. I want it to just work.
Fridge.
But you're not investing in your kitchen mixer. You talk to like my wife or my wife's mother who has like every kitchen accessory you could ever want, and she's got like the perfect tool for the perfect situation of cooking kind of deal, and that's her passion, and she's got everything you could ever have with that. It's the same deal here. You got a car guy who loves cars telling him that you're going to take away his cars and give him the next generation of this, and he says, well, I like my old cars better. No shit. Like I don't know, like what are we seeing if we look at this objective? We step away from like the nostalgia of the gasoline engine. We look at performance, we look at intelligence, we look at environmental impact, we look at, what do you want to look at that you would be like, we'll mark this one off as a win? Like, it just seems insane to me to be like, nostalgia should carry this backwards.
I mean, like,
I don't know who you're disagreeing with.
It's not gonna. I mean, these people, maybe you don't know the people we're referencing. They're like all the content they make is about cars. And so, of course, their preferences are going to be like, well, yeah, I grew up with XYZ. I prefer this. I don't think they would be like, fuck Tesla for trying to change what we're doing. You take that electric car. We don't take kindly to efficient vehicles around here. How about I tail it right back where you're from, sailor? Like, no, they wouldn't say that. But we skip past the space thing. I feel like everybody's always talking about Mars, which is important. But like, we went to the moon and we didn't do anything with it. The moon is big enough and close enough that if we wanted to run like dry runs, all right, how are we going to build this dome? How are we going to grow stuff? How are we going to do XYZ? Are we going to transport the right kind of, it's a good thing we did it here first to kind of play test it, the scenario before we delivered all this to Mars. Why don't we do something like that? Nobody's fucking with the moon anymore.
I think it's because, so a lot of the practice stuff they can do, as far as like living in domes and stuff, they do out in the desert. And
no, that's so stupid.
No, it's incredibly effective and
go to the moon.
1/1000th of the cost. But it's more about the
By
psychological
so stupid,
stuff.
I think he means not nearly as cool. And
Yeah,
with that,
exactly.
you have no count.
But the thing about going to the moon is like, what are
Yeah,
you? You're not going to be sustainable on the moon because there's no liquid water at all, right? There's none, and
We
there's
can
no.
figure it out. We'll just ship it up.
Well,
We'll make all right a
the thing
very
is,
long tube, right?
a space straw. That's called a space.
Hear me
straw.
out. Hear me out. I've tried to teach you guys several times that poop and dirt are the same thing. So all you need to do is send up people and food, and they will make dirt. If you get a big enough colony, eventually the whole moon is covered with a couple inches of dirt, and you can
Where does
grow
the water
farms.
come from?
You would have to ship it up there.
Kyle,
create
water
a
just
divide
comes
to
from
pull it
the
from
sky.
space.
Silly.
Okay, well, there's no atmosphere on the moon.
I mean,
So Mars has frozen water though, like, and they think lots and lots of frozen
No
water.
atmosphere on Mars.
What's that?
There's no atmosphere on Mars, is there?
There's very little atmosphere on Mars because it doesn't have quite the iron core, and therefore it doesn't have the magnetic field. And solar winds blew it away a 2 billion years ago or something.
All right. Well, regrettably, your explanation about the desert does make a lot of sense, but they're not understanding how to garden. Like, if they're like every step is a jump. Like they're not getting the full experience of living on the moon, you know? And nobody is psyched to see that. Nobody would watch the simulation TV show of it and want to donate any money. They could make a reality show. Fuck it, send Matt Damon, the real one, up there with all his potatoes and everything. You know, he can try it on the moon first.
I don't want to
send
risk Matt Damon.
up there.
Matt Damon's a national treasure. Send
Matt
that guy
Damon's been on
from
the
Breaking
downturn
Bad.
for
Send
a
that guy
long
from Breaking Bad who's just like him, so you don't
No.
risk him.
Oh, Meth Damon. No,
Yes.
Meth Damon does not look like himself these days.
I
You don't want to
know.
send him. I don't think they make a spacesuit for that gentleman anymore.
Even
He's
less
back.
of a
Oh.
loss.
I mean, just send him into the vacuum of space for all I care. Like that guy's not gonna. His entertainment value has dropped
Dude,
below the threshold which I allow.
there was a Breaking Bad like sequel. I don't know what to call it. A post Breaking Bad.
The movie.
And yeah, the movie. But I think the movie was a prequel, if I recall correctly. And it was confusing to me because Meth Damon looked 30 years older, yet was playing the prequel version of himself as a guy who didn't age well.
Do you remember the character Badger? The guy that had
Yeah.
that really weird voice. We've got a guy in the Discord sounds just like him. We call him Badger.
I like it.
Oh, poor
Sounds
Jesse
just
Plemons.
like him.
If you search Meth Damon, he comes right up.
Of course he does.
Jesse Plemons. What
Yeah.
was he on?
No,
Friday?
I look. I'd
If
love
you
to see
search
them.
Meth Damon, Google auto completes it for you. It shows you his name. Like it doesn't just come up as like a hit.
Oh man,
I'd love to
Oh,
see them do that. And look, here's the other thing of that's really
But if
cool
you
to
did
me.
Matt
Like
Damon, the same thing.
I would like to see boots on the moon. I would like to see some sort of maybe not a colony per se, but more like what they were actually doing in The Martian, where they were like, they went and stayed for 6 weeks or 2 months or something like that and did lots of science and they came back. I think that would be a really cool first step.
Yeah.
But to me, the end goal with all of this is asteroid mining. Like there's so many resources in the asteroid field. It seems like if we could ever make it affordable to go up and come back and make the payload that you would bring back like profitable, that would just be this insane business model. Where I remember watching a YouTube video about some asteroid, and they listed its value in like dollars, and it might have been in the quadrillions. Like it was so absurdly expensive. Like now, something like that, I would imagine, would just ruin our economy.
Yeah, what would happen?
yeah.
Like I don't think you can do that. But like maybe don't mind that one.
Instead of mining the asteroid, couldn't you just put jets on it and push it towards Earth and then mine it when it gets here?
No. Well, no. Let's bring it. Yeah, we could bring it a little closer.
That's some of the ideas.
We're gonna
that's
land
some
it
of the
right
ideas
in the
for water.
property. I don't see a flaw with this.
Does that sound? I mean, if you could put something like that in our orbit, that would be cool.
Ooh,
And it would
actually,
just be-
that would be cool. But
If you could just put a little more real estate up there, really fuck up the
The
currents.
oceans.
Yeah, the whales would
All
love
the
that.
poor confused sharks.
Well, a lot of waves coming in today. Woo! Gonna-
be
don't know
before
what
the
this
double
is.
moon.
So that would be interesting, but I don't think that we are anywhere. I think we're much closer to going to Mars and living there than we are to figuring out how to move an asteroid any significant amount.
Yeah. Well, How long would it take to get to Mars?
But aren't they gonna be steps of the same thing? Because isn't one of the benefits of Mars is then you start having a base that's 6 months further into the system, and you have another base of materials, another base of fuel, so you can do things like stage from there. So aren't you going to?
Yeah.
Well, yes, thanks. But the science fiction that we're we're extrapolating into the future of what we could be doing as a species is somewhat based on the potential realities of that. And if we're talking asteroid mining, that having a Mars base or having a presence on Mars is going to make that easier, right?
Sure, but you would have to have a real presence on Mars. It couldn't be that shoestring shit where it's like, let's hope nobody pops the bubble or we all die in 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's all the honor system to not ruin everything. You go to bed hoping nobody's a sleepwalker and they poke their nose through into the outside and you're sucked away, or however space works.
That sounds right.
Yeah,
that sounds about right.
Yeah, or maybe it would immediately all the air would go and it would seal you, like when you vacuum seal old food you're gonna throw in the freezer. Might do that.
Maybe.
That sounds right.